Today's video is called What is the Spiritual View of Coronavirus? What started out as a viral outbreak in one city in December 2019 has now spread to every corner of the planet. It can cause upper or lower respiratory tract infections. People that get pneumonia and cannot breathe on their own need a ventilator because breath is life. Many souls are using this pandemic to leave their incarnation because it is one of their pre-planned exit points from life. Why do pandemics happen in the first place? One reason is overpopulation. There's almost 8 billion of us here now. We live in huge, densely populated mega cities where diseases can be quickly transmitted from one person to another. We're constantly expanding, encroaching on wildlife habitat, where species like bats live as reservoir hosts for many viruses like coronavirus and rabies virus. The other big factor is international travel. We travel much more these days than in the past, and often in groups. Another reason is climate change. The record high temperatures are causing glaciers and polar ice caps to melt. The meltwater can carry harmful pathogens along streams and rivers to expose humans to new diseases. Scientists discovered that ancient ice still contains pathogens that caused historical outbreaks of smallpox, Spanish flu, bubonic plague, and anthrax. That means these outbreaks can happen anywhere. These times are like no other. Why is this event so significant? How does it impact human needs? Abraham Maslow described 5 basic needs that include physiological things like food, water, sleep, and breathing at the most basic level. Then we have safety needs that include security of our home, resources to live with, body, and health. We also need love, family, friends, and belonging. We have self-esteem needs that include confidence, self-respect, and respect by others. Then we have a need for self-actualization, which includes creativity, problem-solving, morality, and the opportunity to become our best self. This crisis has thrown a wrench into all of our needs. What is this virus teaching us? The virus doesn't take sides, and neither should we. We're all interconnected, no matter how polarized our world seems to be. We have a choice to make here. Do we go down a spiral to more fear and more isolation? Or do we use this opportunity to fundamentally shift the way we operate here? To solve the problems we are facing, we need to work together, not against one another. We forget our true value, which is being love incarnate in human form. We are exploring what is working and what is not working in our lives and in our society. There is a need for global change in all our systems. We're not going backwards here. This event is preparing us for massive change on our planet. We are moving away from last century thinking of selfishness, dominance, oppression, and competition to a new era where we collaborate with equality, compassion, and a sense of community. We are moving away from the power of one, which is about me, the individual, to the power of oneness, which is about we and all living entities and the planet. When we have a group with a common intention, the group's power is amplified exponentially. That's how we can recalibrate our lives together. Let's take money for example. This cartoon shows why money was invented in the first place. But seriously, what if there is no need for money in the future? What if we move towards a new system based on unconditional service, where you provide a service, but your needs are provided for? Wendy Kennedy said, when free energy becomes available, the cost of goods will go down, so we won't have to work to earn money to pay the bills. But you need to know what to do with yourself. How can you be of service in that system? What skills, talents, and gifts do you want to develop to serve others? Are we ready for that? A system based on parity or equality requires each person to have accountability, self-responsibility, and self-empowerment. An individualized free will decision has to benefit the collective, not just one person or shareholders or a body of government. Otherwise, it's like playing Monopoly and giving Park Place and Boardwalk to one person before the game has even started. That's a form of distributional tyranny or control, just like the old feudal system with lords and serfs. We don't need to be enslaved by outdated systems that have epically failed us again and again. We can do better. Guy Needler said that companies that focus on profit will cease to exist in the future. There is no place for monopolies of any kind for food, housing, fuel, or transportation. That's where we are headed. But our current institutions don't reflect these higher values at all. We need to become more humane beings, mindful of how we affect other living entities, including the flora, fauna, and the planet itself. We can't continue to live the way we have because it's unsustainable. We'll be facing more pandemics, natural disasters, and famines to show us that we need to clean up our act and change our ways to create a more sustainable way of life on this exquisitely beautiful planet. We are only transient custodians of the earth. Let's keep in mind that every crisis is an opportunity for a great evolutionary leap, if we are willing to make that leap. I'd like to think we got this. For more information, please go to my website at bigpicturequestions.com or read my books, which have a lot more information about who we are, why we are here, and what happens to us in the afterlife.